All right. Here we are. Welcome to episode 134. That's what we are up to. I had to do a double take. You know?
That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, 134. Convos in the Pedicab. We're here with comedian Mac Lawson.
I'm here.
We're here.
Hot. I'm very hot.
Very hot.
When can I start complaining?
Whenever you like. But please wait until we shout out our sponsors.
Okay.
Before
the complaining.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Have you been leaving your house outside again? Texas weather can wreak havoc on your home, especially your roof. And if you haven't had it inspected lately, chances are that outside elements could be making their way inside your home. So trust Balcones Roofing and Remodeling to perform a thorough roof inspection and offer long-lasting solutions. They are the only 5-star rated roofer in Austin who specialize in installing the impact-resistant F-Wave Revia and back all roof replacements with a $20,000 guarantee. Oh my. To schedule a roof inspection, call 512-937-8805 or visit balconesroofsaustin.com. All right, you may complain now.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish we had a roof here.
Oh, man.
You should hire them to build you a studio with air conditioning. I'm just kidding.
You hear that, Carl? We
I'm only complaining because I can, I'm not really that bothered.
It's an open forum discussion, so I want you to be yourself.
Yeah, for me, complaining is an art form.
It's
I'm a woman. Yeah. So we do.
I'm Jewish, it's in my blood.
Oh yeah, you're way better at complaining than I am.
Way better. I invented complaining.
You make money off complaining.
I am not making any money yet off of complaining. I'm just complaining.
I'm pursuing that as a career as well.
Yeah,
professional complaining.
Kindred spirits. Well, cheers to the
cheers.
La Quaba. That's what they say in Texas. We're sophisticated.
I think that's a real way to say it.
It is. Somebody told me that.
Yeah.
It's
French.
It's French.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some girl I used to date a long time ago or whatever. I guess you would call it dating.
Oh, yeah, I have a lot of those. Did we date or did I just get hurt?
You just get
Yeah.
I mean,
this is a therapy session.
No, it's fine. It's a long time ago. The first girl I actually was serious about,
mm-hmm.
That I actually really wanted to have pursue a long-term relationship with, broke up with me on my birthday. When I first moved here, broke up with me on my birthday.
Wow.
Fucking crazy shit.
That's a sign. I feel like anytime I ever like somebody, they just definitely don't like me back.
Really?
For the most part, yeah.
Do you think this is because of bad luck or because of your taste in men?
My taste in men.
Because of the people that you happen to be attracted to.
That's it. 1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah. And having to change my taste because I'm kind of getting older. I want to get married.
Oh.
I'm I should not date shitty drug dealers.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, I mean, it's not good for the resume.
It's not good for the kids
I'm looking
either.
to be I'm looking to be somebody's wife. I want to get married. I want to have kids, and my last boyfriend was Javier. My last boyfriend is Javier from Venezuela, who's doing a 10-year bid for fucking slinging rocks. Jesus, singing blow,
rocks.
singing blow. Yeah, come on, not exactly wife material.
No, yeah. So
okay.
I gotta get it together. So.
I think you're doing really, really well. How's your comedy career going?
Everything's going great, actually, in my life.
Oh.
I had a great weekend. Everything's going great.
And you were in Austin.
Yeah, I'm in Austin. This is my first time.
First time out. How do you like it?
Right now it's very hot, but other than the heat, no, it's really cool. Everyone that I met was very, very nice.
Ooh.
Very down to earth from what I experienced. I also just think I had a cool weekend in general.
This is a pretty cool city.
Yeah. There's a bunch of homeless, way more than I thought. And they were intermingling. In other cities, they just have their own little place. Here, they're just coming up to you and stuff.
To be fair, a lot of people look homeless. A lot of people here also look homeless but have a lot of money.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, there are some people who just look like total bums and just oh yeah, I'm a rich millionaire. I got a condo up there.
That's cool. I think that's what I would do. Once I get to that point, I think I'm going to dress super, super homeless.
I mean, I look like a bum. I mean, I don't have a lot of money, but
But you embrace the lifestyle?
You saw my car. I have to pick you up from the coffee shop. My mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
My door isn't working properly.
Yeah. It was the first time I've gotten in a man's car, and it was actually more messy than my car.
Wow.
That's saying a lot.
And I cleaned it, too. It was even worse a few weeks ago. I got pulled over.
Pouring this on me.
I got pulled over on my way home from work. And I have all my costumes and like all my pedicab stuff, and you know, because if I'm traveling, I have a bunch of shit there, right? And so like I had like my drag queen costume like in the back seat.
Nice.
I had like my clown outfit. I just had a whole bunch of shit in that car, and it looked like I just was like living out of it. And this cop's like, "Do you mind if I search the car a little bit?" And it was like 3 a.m. He gave me like a speeding ticket.
The clown costume.
And I'm just like, well, do you have? I was like.
In the drag costume.
Yeah, I'm like, sir, do you have a warrant? You don't have. Do you have a warrant?
Like, are you a pedophile?
Yeah, he's like. I was like, do you have a warrant? He's like, no, I don't have a warrant, but you know, you seem a little like high strung. I'm like, well, yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I want to get home 5 minutes from my house. I'm getting pulled over.
He can't just like search you.
No, I said no. You don't have the right to. No.
Yeah.
I respectfully no. You do not. I appreciate what you do, but no.
Wow.
I also had like a pen in the car. And I was like, oh, fuck, what if he finds
So that's the real reason why.
Yeah.
So he was right.
He was definitely right. I was like, but I'm like, you're not searching the fucking car.
Yeah, no, this is why we have laws.
Yeah,
to protect us from doing fucked up
shit like that.
Yeah.
He was cool. He's like, okay, well, I'm going to give
America.
you a speeding ticket. Yeah, for now. This is America.
Yeah.
For now. And everything I'm doing is like literally
testing
and showcasing how much I appreciate living in America.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who don't appreciate. I mean, for one thing that I love about America is air conditioning.
Yeah. Wow. I cleaned my car though, but I did clean my car. I cleaned my car after.
I want to keep it.
Wow.
But no, for real. I think a lot of people there are a lot of good things about Europe, but I think when you spend enough time overseas, even if you're in like a really nice part of Europe, you're just like, get me back to the United States.
Yeah, they don't believe in that shit.
What?
They don't believe in AC. In France, they do not believe in air conditioning.
Yeah, but that's not even the only problem out there. I mean, it's just like
what
a
else?
lot of things. Like even like ice. Like I forget where I was, but like I wanted ice, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have ice here." I'm like, "You don't fucking have ice?" Everywhere, and
what kind of bullshit is this?
Yeah.
Yo, places wouldn't be taking credit cards. Like, I mean, this is that now. Now they're taking cards all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I went in 2015. Nobody wanted to take a credit card for payments.
Well, that certainly changed.
I'm just like, what? You don't want my money?
Yeah.
Like all the servers there are fucking all the wait staff are fucking assholes. You want to know why they're fucking assholes?
Because they don't get tipped.
Yeah, you know why they don't get tipped?
Because they get paid hourly.
They get paid a livable wage, Max.
Yeah.
They get paid a livable $16
sucks.
an hour, like a normal, like livable standard wage. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, congratulations. You just voted yourself into being poorer.
Yeah, I mean, it takes the incentive.
Yeah,
it takes
to actually
the incentive
do your
out
job.
of it to do a good job. Like if you can make more money by working harder
and being nice to people,
why
not? Like that's a good incentive, right?
Exactly.
I make the nicer I am to people, and the happier I am, and the better my mood and vibe is, the more money I make. And why would you want to de-incentivize that? This is just a case in point why communism and socialism is evil. But anyway,
well, you know, I actually, so I have like a couple people that work for me, and I make them work for a percentage.
What do you do?
Well, I have a non-nude OnlyFans.
Oh, I saw that. Yes, you
There's
have an
I
had to. Like I said, I got to research my guests. You're banned on Twitter.
Yeah, but not from that. It's just I'm banned from being mouthy.
Really?
Yeah.
But Elon didn't reverse the ban?
I never tried, to be honest.
No.
But no, I mean I don't.
think you can get back.
If I wanted to, I could for sure.
Yeah.
But no, it's not like I have a problem with any girls who do nudity or anything like that. I just personally don't do it. I'm a little too shy.
So all right, let me ask you just a basic question. And I'm just saying this subjectively as someone in a very like long, loving, committed, monogamous relationship who will never pay to go on a website like OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But what exactly is on your OnlyFans? For some of my other listeners, so that you can help.
so I can make some money.
Yeah, to help you.
Well, let me tell you. No, I mean, I like to be upfront that there's no nudity so that people aren't confused. But on the main page, there's like comedy and stuff like that. And then it's just like lingerie stuff. The thing is like, I've been sexualized my whole life. So at this point, I'm like, well, if I can make money off of it, then I'm just going to fucking make money off of it. It's not very conservative of me.
Who needs a soul, right?
I'm libertarian.
I think I'm more libertarian too, right? It doesn't matter. You be
I have
yourself,
a soul.
Yeah.
I have a soul. For sure. But
a beautiful one. You brought us snacks.
Yeah, I brought you snacks and soda.
Yeah.
But
it's LaCroix, actually.
It's good.
It's delicious. It's the best. This is why you come. This is why you came here. You came here for the
very
water. Yeah.
White girl soda for sure.
1000%. Anyway.
But yeah, so I originally got on there. They wanted to work with comedians, so I got on there just to do comedy, and then I realized that people would buy stuff that I felt comfortable selling, and And that's what we do.
Do you think I could create an OnlyFans?
Anybody can.
Do you think you think I would be a popular OnlyFans model?
No, but
Wow.
I think you could make money on there doing other stuff. Like, it's not just.
Do you think Alexa Dawson, my drag queen character, could have an OnlyFans page?
What? Yeah, no, your drag queen character would probably make money.
She'd make some money.
Yeah, for sure.
She tried to be the lead content moderator for Facebook, and nobody called her back, and I was really sad about that.
Have you ever read the book Letters from a Nut?
No.
You need to read that book. You are like the modern day. I forget his name, but you're the modern day version of him. He would just send the craziest letters and do the craziest phone calls to like all these random businesses. And you remind me of him a lot.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to a job fair in Round Rock to try to be a teacher dressed as my drag queen character, but I missed it. I missed it. I'm really sad.
They probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like. How long have you been a comedian for?
4 years.
What made What made you decide that you wanted to tell jokes?
So I actually
on stage.
Yeah. So
at midnight with a handful of people while being around bitter comics who hate their lives.
Yeah.
What made you decide that this was going to be your career choice?
I think I hit an all-time low, and I was like, well, it can only go up from here. No, I got a brain injury.
What?
And,
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah. So I got a brain injury. It was from assault, actually. And so it was super traumatic. And as I was like healing, I would go on the internet to kind of like vent and joke because I was depressed. And then people kept DMing me, and they were like, you're so funny, you're so funny, you're so funny. You need to do stand-up. You need to do stand-up. And I was like, I could never do that. And then after a while, I was just like, let me just fucking try it. And then I really liked it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Funny you should mention that. You know, a couple pedicabbers were helped were part of a high-speed police chase.
What are pedicabbers?
This, Mac. This.
I was trying to forget where I was. Wait, what?
This is a pedicab, and the people driving this are pedicabbers.
So, and they're a high-speed police chase. How is that even possible?
Okay. Well, I mean, high speed. We have motors, but
oh,
it's subject on foot. But anyway, I actually I was giving a ride, right? And there was me and a couple customers. I had some customers in the back of my cab. I was playing my rap songs. You've heard them, right? They're really good.
Your rap songs?
Yeah.
I have not
yes,
heard
I
them.
sent them. The Epstein song and the Biden song. I've sent these songs.
Then I have heard them if you've sent me them.
A while ago, I sent them to you because I was like, yeah.
If you send me stuff, I generally listen.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, because I'm not a piece of shit.
But anyway, so I had these customers in my cab, and all of a sudden I see these two drug Mexican kids just beating up their girlfriends, just literally assaulting their fucking girlfriends, right?
That's
and I'm just like, at first I'm like, maybe this is a domestic dispute and it's just them yelling and whatever, and I'll just let me hang back and see what's going on.
They're pimps.
Yeah, and then I just see one of the guys just grab his girl by the throat right by the train tracks. So I got off the bike, confronted him.
Wow.
He swung at me. He missed. I fucking caught him, knocked him out. His friend comes out with a knife.
Oh my god.
And then another pedicab pulls me back. And then the other guy who I fucking knocked out got up and walked away threatening to shoot me and all this fucking crazy shit, right?
Did he even have a gun?
What?
Did he have a gun?
We're getting to the story.
Okay.
So anyway, when he said that, I was like, maybe this is my cue to leave. So I just took my customers back to Rainy Street, and I played my Joe Biden song as I was rolling off. You know what I mean? I'm just like, here's
crazy.
a song I made a joke about Joe Biden, and I figured everyone else would be dealing with this, you know?
Yeah.
Because the girls were like, hey, call the cops, get these guys away from us. And then all of a sudden, I knock her boyfriend out, and now she's mad at me.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's very Hispanic. I usually date Hispanic men, so I know how they are.
My girlfriend's Mexican, so it is what it is.
Okay, yeah. You're like, only I can hit her. Only I can punch him. You can't touch him. That's
kind of, yeah.
loyalty.
Well, sort of, while he's beating the shit out of her anyway.
Yeah.
So, I guess the girls, but then when I leave, the girls get us away from them, you know? Mm-hmm. And so my buddy Leo takes the girls into the cab, and the guys hop on. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys had a knife, and Leo's like, well, you got to give me the knife before I take you, you know? And so he made the guy give him his knife. Mm-hmm. And then they were beating the shit out of their girlfriends, in the cab. And so we stopped off at a bar and told him that he had to drop off an 8-ball of Coke. Told the bouncers about this, and then they called somebody had already called the cops beforehand,
This
right?
is the
Crazy story.
craziest
All right, hold on.
experience.
All right, so then our other friend Mike happened to follow Leo because just to be a good friend,
Okay.
and so the cops came not because of the bouncers, but because like this other lady pedicabber called the cops, and the cops came, and then they hopped, and then the guys saw the cops, right, and they started running it. They started booking it, and then the cops hopped in my friend Mike's cab, who was following my other buddy Leo.
Oh my God.
And then they chased him in the pedicab, and then they made an arrest from chasing him
When
down
did
with
this
the
happen?
on Thursday.
Oh my God, this is recent.
No, it was last Thursday, not this Thursday. It was last Thursday.
Oh my God.
Because I'm like, oh, I had enough excitement for 1 week, and then here I go confronting the attorney general 5 days later. I'm just like, all
Yeah.
right, well, this also makes you appreciate sometimes riding the tricycle around and not being and being totally normal.
Wait,
kind
where
of.
did this happen? This happened around here?
Yeah, this happened like here. The incident started on 4th and Red River, and then like the arrest was made around like, around right here, around this
That's
little area.
crazy.
Yeah, and so anyway, they arrested the guys. They had knives. They had guns. The guy had a gun, so he probably would have shot me if I didn't stay. If I'd stayed around. Our George Soros DA just let him out the next day, and then my friend Leo
No way.
my friend Leo literally saw that guy, one of the guys with his girlfriend, with that same fucking chick at Target shopping.
Wait, so I don't understand it. I thought it was like super. It's not like that here. Is it Austin or is
Austin,
it the whole
Austin,
state?
in Austin.
It's just Austin.
The
okay.
George Soros funded DA let those guys out of jail right away. I don't know what the situation is, but my friend told me that story, and I'm just like, well, I'm not surprised. I know how these people operate, but a lot of people who are regular, like everyday lay people who are not as tuned into what's going on,
Yeah.
do not understand, like are still not aware that this is happening in Austin. So
Right.
that might be my next video, is finding the details of the case and then going to that guy's house,
The guy?
the DA.
Oh, the DA.
And be like, why did you let that guy out of jail? Why did you let someone out of jail with a gun who threatened to shoot me? Why
Yeah.
did you, without consulting any of us? Why did you do that?
It's so weird. See,
And then then they'll say that I harassed him and made him uncomfortable. I'm like, well, no, your actions are making me uncomfortable because you're putting my safety at risk.
yeah, you can't threaten to shoot somebody with no reason. You just be
Yeah,
like, I'm just
and
gonna
then the
shoot
DA
you.
just lets him out of jail like the next day, right before lunchtime. I'm like, yep, this is what happens.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know because I'm in Florida, so I feel like it's not really like that in Florida.
Even in Miami.
No, I feel
Yeah.
very safe in Miami.
That's good. Miami's
Yeah.
not. Well, when me and Vanessa, my girlfriend, went to Miami, it was like right before they. So you think homeless is bad now? You should have been here 2 years ago
Oh,
when
really?
the homeless were allowed to just camp whenever they wanted to, wherever they wanted to.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then
I did hear that. it
yeah,
used to be bad
and
here.
then the people of Austin, like, then we got enough petitions to get that onto the ballot to vote, and then people overwhelmingly voted to rescind that and and go back to enforcing this camping ban.
Oh wow. It's really bad in LA still, obviously, and San Diego. It's brutal. That's why I left. That's why I went to Florida, because I was in LA before the pandemic.
Trying to be a comedian,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You were in LA. How did you feel about the lockdowns and all that stuff from the beginning? What was your how did you feel about all that?
I mean, I lost a lot of friends during that time.
Why?
Because
why, Mac? Why did you lose? Why would you lose a lot of friends? Why would you lose a lot of friends for criticizing the
government?
yeah.
I don't know. I thought we were in America.
Yeah.
No, I mean
I thought they were part of the resistance until.
Yeah, I thought everyone hated the government until the government started telling you what to do.
Yeah.
No, because I said from the beginning, I said, number one, this is going to be really bad for the economy. I said it's going to be bad for people's mental health. It's going to cause more damage than it is going to help. If people don't want to get sick, they can stay home, but you should let the people work that want to work so that our economy doesn't get shocked, the global economy doesn't get shocked. And then everything that I said was right. And then also, when they came out with the vaccine, I was very hesitant.
You didn't get it, did you?
No.
Fuck no. All right.
No,
There you go, there you
I
go.
had already got COVID.
So did I, yeah.
And so my mom has 3 autoimmune diseases.
Okay.
So I've grown up going to doctors with my mom, and I know firsthand that doctors have no fucking idea what they're talking about when it comes to the immune system because of my mom. So a lot of people really, really hated me. They called me a grandma killer, all of this, even though I wasn't going around anywhere. I was staying around other people that were young and healthy. But yeah, so I ended up leaving. I was just over it. I wasn't making any money, and then I just never went back. It ruined the whole city.
Ruined it. So you've never gone back to LA since?
I have to visit, but yeah. But
I
I
mean, you're never
didn't
gonna go
move
live
back.
there again after all that.
No, I had like a 6-month lease on a place, and I would go out there and work once a month. But every time I would go there, it's so depressing. The vibe that used to be there pre-pandemic is gone.
Well, yeah, because back then everyone was like going there to build a career and like make moves and like create something, and now everyone's just been totally beaten down. And those same people that came to LA because they want to make moves and build a legacy.
Yeah.
Guess what? Now they're in Austin.
Yeah, or
now
Miami.
Now the people who like have that type of hunger just said, "Fuck this, I'm going to Austin."
Well, and I think so. One thing about LA pre-pandemic is it was so accepting. Like it was like a place where you could just go and do whatever, and everyone accepted you. And now it's almost become the polar opposite, where it's like you just said that, or you just did this, or oh, you don't agree with this, and it's become the complete opposite of what it was, which used to be a place where everybody could just be themselves.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, you don't want Sprinkles the drag queen reading stories to your 5-year-old kid?
Yeah.
Go home, bigot.
Or how dare you disagree with what this is, or how dare you disagree with me or have a different point of view?
You don't want to stand with Ukraine? Get out of this house now.
But it's like it's more than, it's literally everything. Like if you have any wrong point of view in LA that it doesn't go along with what everyone else goes along with, you're just the worst person ever.
You can't have a nuanced discussion without making
exactly.
Yeah, you can't do it. Or you try to ask one question and at worst they scream at you and roast you like on the internet, or at best they like will just nod their head, they'll be polite, but you could just see that the tone in which they're speaking with you completely changed. Like the happy tone and the positive welcoming tone just completely changed within an instant, and then they'll just roast you like around their friends behind your
or
back
just
when
judge
you're not
you.
around.
Yeah. And the thing is as a comedian too, I mean, all of my comic friends, not all of them,
it
but
kills creativity.
90%,
It kills your creativity.
They hate it there. And the comics there, I was just talking about this last night with some bigger comics, and the comics in LA are not as good anymore because everybody's afraid to push the boundaries. Whereas here, last night when I was at like the mothership the past couple nights, and they put the phones away and everything, you hear some crazy shit. But
I know.
That's what I like.
I've been to a few Rogan shows at like Vulcan, and yeah, it's smart they make you put the phones away because some asshole could always record something and just
try to
share
get you
it
canceled.
Yeah, get you canceled. Yeah, of course. It's actually very smart that they're doing this.
Yeah.
And you could just see like the amount of like freedom that is.
Well, it's just silly, and it was actually really inspiring because I was like, I've really been holding back a lot on what I've been saying, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna stop doing that.
Well, in Florida, it's not like that though, right?
But it's still a little more than it was here. I mean, they were saying whatever. And I was like, damn, I'm really kind of vanilla.
Yeah. And it's also funny too because like Austin is supposed to be like this liberal mecca, this liberal hotbed. But people like, but when you actually like when you it's not, right? When you get down to it and you actually talk to real people in Austin, like it's really not that liberal.
Yeah, it's not. Controversial opinion. I think that the best cities have a sprinkle of liberal.
No, I agree with you.
And then conservative.
Yeah, I actually fully agree. That's not controversial at all. Like that's
Miami, Austin, all these places that are doing really well. It's like their core is like conservative, and then they just sprinkled a little.
Well, Austin, their core is not. With Austin,
I don't know
its core is not conservative at all. Like the only reason Austin is doing well is because you have a state that's offering checks and balances to not let them kill themselves.
That might be the same with Miami.
I mean, your mayor's still kind of Republican.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, he's a Bitcoin person, which is cool. But he also
Miami's the best.
Yeah, he's a Bitcoin person, which is really cool. But then he also like spent a bunch of city money on this Miami coin thing, which is not even a real coin. And
he probably just wanted money. It's probably money.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And then he was like hyping up Bitcoin during the bull market, and he hasn't really been like talking about it now that it's not that you're in that. Well, it's actually doing very well right now.
Oh.
But in 2022 he was quiet. But in 2021, he was all about Bitcoin when it was like at while it was at its peak levels. Yeah,
it brought,
so
but it was smart what he did though, because he brought a lot of the crypto guys to Miami by doing that.
Yeah, and they also had FTX Arena, which is maybe not the smartest.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not the smartest, naming after the guy who had a Bernie Madoff level Ponzi scheme.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You don't know about Sam Bankman-Fried?
I was like really into crypto when I could make money off of it, and then I just kind of dropped off of it, and now I've just got money like just in there. I don't look at it.
Well, do you have a hard wallet? Like, how do you even?
I have like, what is it? I have a Coinbase. Well, I have a couple different wallets. Coinbase. I have, what is it called? Something Fox or something. I have a bunch of them, but I haven't done anything with it.
I mean, are you at least paying attention to like?
Yeah, if it goes up or
just
down.
being able to access them.
Yeah, I can access them, but I just don't look at them.
Do you have cold storage? Like you should actually get like a Ledger or Trezor or do a multi-sig or something like, because there's a saying.
I have no idea what it is.
So there's basically a saying called like not your keys, not your coins.
Mm-hmm.
So when your money, like if you had your money on the FTX, right,
Mm-hmm.
the company that went bankrupt,
Mm-hmm.
your money like everybody who had their money on that account
It's fucked.
they don't have like that doesn't exist anymore.
Mm.
You know, like some kind of attack that could occur, or some like ransomware attack could occur on there, and like
most of my money's in Coinbase wallet, my Coinbase wallet and Coinbase, and then I have some. I don't know. I just started doing this trading company. They're trading my money for me.
Oh God! All right.
No, it's good. It's good.
And no, anyway, get a cold storage wallet. I can message you stuff like after we do this.
That's
episode.
cool. So what is it? Take some money and just like.
So with cold storage,
Uh-huh.
you basically have like a the only person who could access your funds is you.
That's cool.
Yeah. They give you a PIN, and they give you also a seed phrase that you got to remember and you can't lose.
Oh, I have that. Coinbase wallet has that.
Coinbase wallet, yeah, but it's not. It's still not.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same as like an actual hard wallet, like an actual Trezor or Ledger.
Okay.
You keep it in a safe place. You keep your ledger in a safe place.
Yeah, so
and
that you
then
can
this
sign
way,
in.
Yeah, this way your funds are safe pretty much no matter what happens. So it's something I would do, and I would start looking into now while things are still relatively calm, because every 4 years, whenever the Bitcoin halving happens. I didn't want to come out here and talk to you about Bitcoin, right?
No,
but
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm set up. That's why I have a lot of money right now that this company is trading for me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but I don't.
What company is it?
I mean, I don't know the name of it.
Oh, that's not financial advice.
No,
Not
it's not financial advice. My friend who I did some like coin stuff with, it's his company. I don't know. I just gave him the money. He just did it.
Yeah, not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
I'm
not worried about it, but
get yourself a ledger and put your stuff into. Get yourself a ledger or Trezor, and convert as much of that into Bitcoin and store it in a way that's safe, where you have access to it.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
That's
the end of
the lecture. Thank you that I didn't ask for.
Yes, the lecture you didn't ask for. Anyway, back to comedy. The lecture you did not ask for but received.
Yeah, I can't go on a man's podcast without getting mansplained at least one thing.
Was that mansplaining?
No,
that wasn't mansplaining. That was.
Is there a soda over there?
Yeah. Well, I kind of was, right? I was like, get a cold wallet.
Kind of, yeah. It's all right. I'm used to it. I've been a woman my whole life.
Sorry, well, I'm a woman sometimes when I go to certain meetings. So.
Yeah. Wait till it happens to you.
Oh,
there's jokes in there, by the way.
Holy shit! You gave me some ideas. Have an immunity booster.
Oh,
That'll help you.
But it's not cold enough.
It's killing me. Ah. Yeah, here. Have some juice. It's
There
not
we
cold
go.
enough either.
That's better.
This episode is brought to you by Balcones Roofing and Remodeling. Have you been leaving your house outside again? Texas weather can wreak havoc on your home, especially your roof. And if you haven't had it inspected lately, chances are that outside elements could be making their way inside. Trust Balcones Roofing and Remodeling to perform a thorough roof inspection and offer long-lasting solutions. They are the only 5-star rated roofer in Austin who specialize in installing the impact-resistant F-Wave Revia and back all roof replacements with a $20,000 guarantee. To schedule a roof inspection, call 512-937-8805 or visit balconesroofsaustin.com.
But yeah, no, I was thinking about jokes about that, actually.
No,
There's
actually.
a lot of jokes in there.
Oh, there's so many jokes. I could go in there as my drag queen trying to find jobs, and then every time somebody says something to me, I'm like, stop mansplaining. I could tell them to stop You have to stop stop mansplaining.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm so glad you came on this. I'm so glad you're on this podcast.
Oh, thank you.
This is great.
I know. I missed it last time because I didn't come.
Yeah. That kind of fucks things
I
up.
know. I didn't even come to Austin. I was going to come to Austin, then I changed my mind. Or I forget. Something happened with my schedule or something like that.
So we're talking about comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy's changed a lot, though.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a comic. But I feel like going to the comedy club and performing open mics is really outdated, especially now that you have your local city council meeting.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a great job at doing that. Well, you got like 10 minutes?
Do we have 10 minutes? Wow. You're just trying
No, I know. I'm saying 10 minutes when you go to perform.
I have like 3 minutes.
You got to work on that.
3 minutes. That's all I need. All I need is 3 minutes.
Yeah.
In every aspect of life. In comedy and
yeah, I got it. There you go. I mean, all you need is 3 minutes. I don't know about your girlfriend. Just kidding. But yeah, no, it's comedy's definitely gotten weird. Like I was saying earlier, you kind of get nervous on stage, not nervous from being on stage, but nervous about what the crowd's going to think of what you have to say. Like you're going to say the wrong thing. And even though like I'm definitely not woke or anything like that, but
You're not woke?
No.
Wait, you don't think like you don't think like 9/11 there's some like weird things that happened in 9/11 or that like maybe like you can't get maybe
Well, what do you mean by woke?
Yeah, that's always been my definition of woke is like
knowing shit.
Yeah. Like,
okay.
Yeah, like understanding that like we probably faked going to the moon in 1969 and that like
that's a little suspicious. I've definitely gotten way more suspicious of the government since I've gotten older.
A record number of put options got placed right before 9/11 occurred.
Wow.
On airline companies, but don't worry about it. That's what I always thought of. That's what my definition of woke was. I'm like, would you like to learn about? I had that Texas GOP chair on, and I was like, I'm gonna air the episode tonight, but like.
That's cool.
I was like, I brought up the project for the New Americans. I was like, he was talking about how Twitter's a free speech haven. And I'm like, really? Well, because they didn't let me share this article about the project for the New American Century. And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, it's a neoconservative think tank about trying to spread American democracy to the Middle East and how a cataclysmic event will help expedite the spread of that democracy. And then, lo and behold, 9/11 happened. And then
I did not know about that.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
I mean, I knew about that, but I didn't know there was like something written on it.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. The project, Google, the project for the New American Century. Mansplaining.
Wow, that's mansplaining.
Mansplaining.
No, that's good information. That's not mansplaining. But yeah, I feel like comedy's just gotten really weird because you're always worried that you're going to offend somebody and people won't laugh if they're offended. So you're constantly trying to cater to this weird, unattainable crowd that's just not going to laugh at anything that you say.
No, and they're like vultures, and all they're gonna do is criticize you, and then like nobody's actually trying. Well, and nobody actually cares about you, or wants to support you, or gives a flying fuck about anything that you're doing. Mm-hmm. Life is difficult. You got inflation. You got.
Well, people care about what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, the audience in the comedy club doesn't.
Oh no, they do.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, I think they do, but I do think that a lot of people are definitely looking to find fault in what you say or do. Like more than going to the comedy club just to enjoy themselves anymore. Maybe not in Austin, but in other places they're going to say, oh, I can't believe that she said that, or oh, she said that, so she must hate gay people, or whatever.
Yeah, wild stuff.
Yeah.
I talked to this lady who was in charge of Cold Town, the improv theater, and I said that like comedy's going to get a lot more conservative. This is in 2020. I was like, comedy's going to get a lot more conservative now because the play, all the comics are going to go to like the conservative states where the comedy clubs are open. So like the types of jokes that you're going to hear are just going to like it's actually going to change comedy, I think, for the better, and it's gonna make like comedy and movies and all the art that we do actually a lot more freer and a lot more open. Even though it feels the opposite right now, because the people who have these views are gonna go where those views are accepted, and they're gonna go ham creating shit.
Yeah, there's a quote, and I don't know it, can't remember it, but it's something along the lines of like the jester, like the court jester, being able to bring the truth pretty much unlike anybody else.
Yes.
And that's like what our job is as a comedian, is to deliver the truth in a way that's digestible to everybody. And so it's actually, if you really, really like comedy, it's the best time to be a comedian because there's so much opportunity to push back on like boundaries that people have set.
Yeah, and I always thought that the best way to fight tyranny is through comedy, and like there's literally a never-ending supply of jokes, and like you know the best way to stop what's happening, because what's happening right now is it is tyranny, but it's just being done in a new form, because when people associate tyranny and authoritarianism and fascism, they've always been conditioned to associate it with brute force. But now that we have technology and now that we have control of media, you're using other mechanisms to create the same type of tyranny. And I think that people are waking up to that, or enough people are. And because of who the people at the top that are trying to make these rules and dictate these narratives, a lot of these are just like fucking nerds who just couldn't get laid in high school, and they're just taking their anger out on the world. They're like these like rich trust fund brats who've just been inherited tons of money and have who are just so out of touch with what regular people think, that as a result of that, they're just really easy to make fun of, and all you got to do is just make fun of them, and the jokes are there. They don't stop writing themselves.
And I think what a lot of people are not seeing is, you see people going Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. It's not what it is. It's literally us versus them, meaning the government.
Yes,
and
agreed.
people need to stop putting their hate towards each other, and they need to start putting it towards the government officials who are public servants, and trying to chip away at all of our freedoms. No matter which way you look at it, they're trying to dip their hand in everything that we're allowed to do. And they're not going to stop until we get them to stop. And that's why I think like comedy is a great way to do it, like the way that you do it in a way more in your face type way than I do. But even with stand-up comedy or with music or any type of art form, you're able to push back in a way that is very powerful. So that's what I hope to be able to do.
No, I agree, and the jokes do not end, and it's just gonna continue. You have to mock these people into obscurity is what you have to do.
Yeah,
you gotta and like you gotta confront. Look, you gotta confront the most powerful. And the key to doing that is you have to be able to tactfully do it in a way that doesn't get you put on a list.
Yeah.
Or also doesn't, because I'm probably on a list anyway, right? But like, when it comes to confronting the most powerful, you got to do it in a way that you're making it very obvious that you have no intention of causing direct harm to their physical safety.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And you always be really respect, like, and so like, we were talking about this earlier with like going to LA and like having like, or we were talking about the restaurant industry. That's what we talked about in the beginning, right? With you need to have a good vibe to like get tips, and there's an incentive to get like, to get like good tips and get paid well because of like the vibe you put out. And so as a result, like, well, I should eat right. I should, don't cheat on your girlfriend. Don't look at the porn on the internet. Maybe like don't smoke 10 packs of cigarettes a day. Maybe go to the gym. Maybe eat better food, right? Like when there's an incentive to like be nice to people, you have an incentive to improve your aura around you, and as a result, you take better care of yourself, which helps everybody, right? And it's the same thing that goes along with this, right? Like you can't effectively, if you're angry, you cannot effectively confront the systems of power if you sound angry and unhinged.
Yeah, they're not going to listen to you.
They're not gonna, or they will listen to you and use it as a way to take more rights away, because they'll say, look at these people. You want do you want these people to have complete and total freedom?
Yeah, they look crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and that's, I think, a lot of what happens is they purposely will trigger people, and then they'll see them acting crazy, and then they take away more of your rights.
Well, that's exactly what that's what we saw. So that's what we saw during 2020, and a lot of people, the people that were awake to this in the beginning were people like us that were getting laughed at, and we were losing friends.
Oh, I was getting demonized. I wasn't getting laughed at. I was getting demonized. And it's funny because everybody who like said that, I've had people come up to me and was like, I'm sorry because everything you said was right. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know it was right. That's why I was saying it.
Cool. You're still a dangerous rule follower, but thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Now do you see that the government shouldn't be able to tell us what to do under any circumstances? That was the whole point of us.
Cool, but how are you going to vote in 2024? Cool. No,
I'm
saying that. Yeah, cool. But how are you going to
vote the same?
Yeah, cool. But are you really going to? So what are you going to do about it now that you're sorry? What's your next step?
Yeah, and like I said, I think it really is. It's us versus them. It's not. I don't look at anything. I'm very libertarian more than anything. I don't look at anything left versus right. I look at I would just want to be free. I don't want the government to be able to infringe on any of my rights. Period. Keep me safe, but let me do what the fuck I want to do.
For the most part, right?
For the most part,
for the most part, like don't twerk half naked in front of children at a at an all-ages drag. Like, don't do that, right? But like for the most part, yes, you should be able to do whatever you kind of want to.
To me, it's weird because the kids aren't allowed in strip clubs.
Yeah, weird, right?
So it's the same thing. I don't have both my brothers are gay. I don't give a
fuck either. Like, a lot of my best friends are. Yeah.
Yeah, but how
do your brothers feel about all this stuff?
You don't know who my brother is?
What?
You don't know who my brother is?
I don't know who your brother is.
Oh, he's a big social media guy.
I have no idea who your brother is.
You should have him on sometime.
Okay, does he live in Austin?
No, he lives in Florida. Yeah, he's actually conservative. I'm libertarian, but he's actually conservative.
What's your brother's name?
Clark Lawson.
Okay, I'll follow him.
Yeah, he speaks out about it a lot, and it's the same thing. Like he says the same stuff. It's like people want to have a pride parade. That's fine, but it's honestly I have a lot of gay friends too who are like, why do you have to be naked? What does that have to do with being gay?
Yeah.
And I'm not gay, but
and why are kids transitioning? Like, what the hell? Like, this is not a good look for us.
that's just a weird subject.
Weird subject, right? It's like, but those people, the same people that wanted you locked down, that wanted to demonize you for not having a vaccine, that want to like cancel Joe Rogan from the internet, are now gonna cry fascism because you don't want your 5-year-old son to transition.
It's just
that's what's fucking mind-boggling to me.
Like, I obviously am a girl. I like being a girl. I don't know enough about that, whatever. But I do know that there was a period when I was younger that I did want to be a boy.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Can you share that?
Yeah, when I was like 14, 15, and like my boobs started to grow, and I started to get objectified a little bit, and oh, you're a girl, and started hearing things about like how I wasn't capable of things because I was a girl, et cetera, et cetera. There was definitely a time where I hated being a girl, and a couple of my friends are the same way. And I don't know, I've never spoken to somebody who's transgender about this, but I know at least for me, there was a very long time where I hated the fact that I was a girl. So I don't think that's the same thing as somebody who's transgender, because obviously like I'm happy to be a girl now, but there was definitely a period where I was like wearing my hair up, like wearing baggy clothes, and just like loathing all things girly about me.
Right, but Mac, if you had been 15 years old right now,
that's what I'm saying. And so I don't know that that's the same thing, because I know adults that have transitioned. They're very happy the way that they are, and I think that's great. People should be able to do whatever the fuck
I think
want.
Once you become a grown-up, you should be able to do whatever you want to do, and because your brain, I don't think it's smart, but your brain is able to understand the consequences of whatever actions you take. So I think that once you become an adult, like that's the happy medium.
We need to have a lot more discussions about this. I think there needs to be a lot more discussions before we just start chopping shit off.
Yeah, or adding shit
because
on.
There's people, there are kids, and this isn't me being anti whatever, but there are kids that are detransitioning, and they're having a lot of issues. And it's not to say that some kids wouldn't transition and be happy to transition, but what about the people that, like me, what if I had been like, yeah, I want to be a man, and then I changed my mind because I'm not transgender?
Yeah. And now you're getting certain teachers and you have like certain curriculums that are based on like looking for those signs more so than others, and trying to get try to like almost
what does
it's
that
almost
have to do
like
with the government? It has nothing to do with the government. That's my thing. Okay, this is my problem with it. Say the fuck like that's not your business, government. Stay the fuck out of my life.
So actually my hypothesis about the whole trans kid stuff is that it actually is a way for the government to get more involved in your life.
Probably. I hate the government.
Because it creates lifetime big pharma company customers now. You know what I mean? Now you're creating lifetime big pharma customers. Now you're creating a society of people who are more likely to have mental illness. Now you have people that are more likely to use certain drugs. Now you have a society of people that are going to need certain types of health care forever. Now they're going to need a certain type of wage forever. And so now they're going to be more willing to comply with like, whatever tyranny gets thrown at you because, well, I need my livable wage. So I think that I feel like it's almost like a way. It's almost like this like psyop to
weird
get
thing is that when you
people
can't,
more to like give the government more power over you.
The thing that's weird for me is that like when these hot button issues come up, you can't have a conversation on them. Otherwise, you're like a bigot or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the part that was the thing about COVID that really bothered me. It's like I'm speaking from my life experience. Doctors know nothing about the immune system. My mom has been prematurely aging for her entire life because of her immune system. So the doctors don't know what the fuck's going on. There's no way they created a vaccine in X amount of time that works effectively, because I know how much they know from experience. So I'm speaking from experience, and I'm getting demonized by everybody. And that's the part that bothers me. I should be able to ask questions. I should be able to bring up things without being immediately labeled, because I'm not a liberal and I'm not a conservative. I'm
a human being, right?
I'm a human being, and I want people to be able to make informed decisions, to live the type of life that they want to live, and I want people to be free. That's it. That's my political party.
That's that's where I stand.
I think that's where most people stand, but we get caught up in these labels of like this, that, this, and it blurs our vision, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general.
I'm actually really proud of myself that despite some of these videos, I've managed to stay sane throughout this entire process.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe it probably helps you stay sane, actually.
I think so. Yes, riding this tricycle around and I think making these videos actually does give you a more fair and balanced view of things, and you're less likely to get angry about what you're seeing, because you're taking action, you're doing something.
Yeah, and I also think too, like after a certain amount of time on the internet, I mean, there's no thing that hasn't been said about me. There's no thing that hasn't been said about me. So at
Really?
this point, yeah, there's pretty much, you can go from here to here to here to here. I've been called, like, I've been hated by conservatives. I've been hated by liberals. I've been hated by men. I've been hated by women. Whether it was for something that I really was saying or whether it was a joke, yeah, I've had all sorts of stuff said about me. So at this point, I just don't care what anyone says. I'm like, this is what I said. That I meant it. So.
Yeah, I think that no matter what happens, I'm just lucky that I get to drive this tricycle, and I'm really happy doing it. And I think knowing that I get to just ride the tricycle whenever I want is like it's like very
simple life.
Yeah, it just gives me a good foundation. It's like very like therapeutic, and it's like very calming and comforting to know that no matter what happens, like I'll always be able to just ride this tricycle. And so
that's cool.
Yeah, that's always just that's always been something that's been very like comforting to me, and I think as a result of that, it allows me to feel freer and more confident to just express myself however I want, because I'm like, all right, well, let's say you don't like, all right, well, if you don't like my stuff, or if I'm not gonna make like, if I, you know, whether I make any money doing this stuff, it doesn't matter. I'm doing this because I want to do it, and the thing that I'm happiest doing is riding the tricycle.
There you go.
So it's like, you know, I'm just happy to ride the tricycle. So whatever happens, I'm making this because I want to do it. And I think when you make art for the purpose of wanting to make art, then you're always going to be happy, and you're always going to have wealth in some capacity. And you know, you'll never lose the thing that you'll never like lose the thing that drives you.
I think I feel the same way about comedy, because I feel like I found what I really, really enjoy doing. So even if I do it and people don't necessarily like what I do or say, I'm like, well, I liked what I did. That's why I did it.
I'm happy. I'm happy making stuff. I'm happy riding the tricycle. I'm happy making these videos. I'm happy being able to do this. Like, you know, like I think when you're creative, you have this thing inside you, and it's almost like it could be a gift or it could be a curse, right? Where you're like, oh man, like I have a video, like I got to go confront this politician. Like, oh, I got to go speak at this meeting. I got to talk about this issue. I got to do this. And like, you're not able to rest mentally until
it's like a cathartic release kind of,
until you do it. And then it's like, oh shit, like what are the consequences of it? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, I guess nothing really happened. Like, or, oh, I guess the video didn't go super viral, and you can be mad about it, but you could also say, well, I guess I could continue being a regular person for a little bit longer, and I get to just make more videos. Like, this is great. Like, so I think like when you have like that type of view of looking at things, you just become like,
yeah, but it's also like a ripple effect. Like sometimes the art that you create doesn't really have an impact until way later. In fact, most artists throughout history create art, and they're not really known until sometimes
posthumously after they're dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not always, but a lot of times that's how it works. So I think it's more just about staying true to yourself and releasing things that you believe in, and just staying true to yourself. I think it's the most important thing, especially right now, because people are going to try to tell you how to think and what you're allowed to think and what you're not allowed to think, and that's not true. You're allowed to think anything that you want to think. Just don't be a shitty person.
Don't be a shitty person, and don't make art for clout. Don't make art for the sake of
That's the whole internet. That's a lot of the internet.
You're not really like that though.
No, I'm not like that, but that is the internet. I was talking about that with some comics the other day. That some people are just literally copy and pasting other people's material.
Yeah.
And then getting known to be comedians they've never written.
They never written a joke, and they're like, don't be a clout chaser is what it is. Like, you know, don't, when you're making stuff, make it because you want to make it, and don't try to like saturate the market with content just because you want to be an influencer and get brand deals. Like I see shit online all the time where people are like, look how much I made doing brand partnerships with me being an influencer, and I'm like, oh well, that's cool. You made a bunch of stuff, but like, what did you actually influence, and what did you actually do? And this is a really stupid and useless way to like actually even have a career in general. Like,
there's no that's why it's like to stay true to yourself and everything that you do, because then when you do get a brand deal or you do get this, it means that much more to you.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you'll just see what you saw during COVID, where if people just like use the internet as a way to become influencers just to make money and get brand deals, then all you're gonna do is see copycat response of establishment approved narratives, and that's actually really dangerous. So it's not even just about like
that's what's killing comedy.
Yeah, so it's not just about like having this be a really vacuous and vapid career choice. It actually, when people try to like become paid influencers, you actually are enforcing like government sanctioned and corporate sanctioned tyranny, because, you know, now you're gonna say what the approved narrative is, or you're gonna be that much
that way. Because there's other people that actually do the complete opposite. My brother does the complete opposite.
But your brother's doing it because he wants to do it. He's not doing it because he wants to make money getting
1000%.
brand deals on the internet.
Well, now he is trying to get money, but he's doing it because of what he believes in.
Well, that's the same thing. I want to get money I want to get money for what I'm doing because it'll help me. It'll help me pay my camera guy more.
Yeah.
It'll help me give Gary more money.
Maybe
it'll help. It'll
maybe
help
get us
me
some AC.
get some AC. Yeah. It'll help me travel and make more art. The only reason I want more money for this stuff is so I can make more videos.
And that's what I mean.
But
like,
people,
make sure you're coming from the right place.
And but people are trying to make money doing content so they can buy a nicer car and flex on the gram, and that's not helpful, right? Like, so, I mean, regardless of what your brother does, and he's making money because he's doing this because he he's still doing this because he's trying to get a message
true
out.
To himself.
Yeah,
and that's why I said, like, no matter what your whatever is, just stay true to yourself, because at the end of the day, it starts to come out when you start to get bigger.
Well, I think you're seeing a lot of that shit too with the Trump influencers.
Oh yeah, they're a mess.
Fucking mess. Like the Donald Trump influence team is just like, you're just saying all this crap about Ron DeSantis, right?
Well, I just think everyone from every political party is just so fucking fake.
It's just fake as fuck. But like the Trump stuff is wild because it's like a lot of these people, it's like even like the TPUSA ambassadors and stuff. I don't know anything, but it feels like you're just doing the same thing that like mainstream influencers are doing, but just on the just like being a doppelganger, and now you got to say the establishment, the conservative establishment approved message where it's like, oh, protect the troops, black the blue, gender this, queer that, so that's like there is just
That's 90% of the internet. No matter what aspect of the internet it is, it's 90% just like, okay, I'm in this pocket of the internet, so I have to say this because this is what my viewers want to hear. And there's very, very little authenticity.
Well, there's something, but this is actually very positive, and you want to know why? Because since there's very little authenticity, the bar is so low to just become
1000%.
original. Like when we really sit down and have this discussion, it's so glaringly obvious how easy it is to make something original that stands out, that can actually have a lasting impact.
Yeah.
Because everything else is just so carbon copied and like so cookie cuttered that it's really easy to just be your own entity right now. And that's what I think people need to look at it. Like, if you're gonna make content and make stuff, like, only make stuff if you genuinely want to make stuff. That's what I tell people all the time.
People tell me to do, like, oh, you should do videos like this. You should do videos like this. I'm like, no, I don't like those videos.
I don't want to. I don't care. I don't want to do those videos. When
I think of a video that I want to do, I will do that video. But I haven't had that inspiration yet, so I just
I want to make videos based on what I want to make. Lately, I'm not getting. I don't get that type of stuff thrown at me anymore. I used to when I was younger, but now it's just like, I think generally people see that you're true to yourself and you're getting some results, or you're like consistent. People will just like leave you alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they'll just encourage you, or like once in a while they'll throw a suggestion out, and like some suggestions I take and I run with.
They're good, yeah.
The QAnon one, somebody brought that up to me while I was waiting in line, pedicabbing.
Oh, wow.
Where I was like, I'm a member of QAnon here. My conspiracy theories are all the mainstream media talking points.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Like, somebody was like, you should be LGBT QAnon, or like, and I was just like, yo, you just gave me something to run with, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, your videos are funny.
I appreciate that.
I really have to go to the bathroom.
Go pee. Actually, okay. Mac, how do we get a hold of you? Because we've been talking for like an hour anyway.
Yeah.
So like,
it's
great way to end.
Great
way to end.
Yeah, I gotta go pee. That's the end of the episode.
Yes.
It's at Big Mac Lawson on pretty much everything.
Everything except Twitter, because you're banned.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I was banned from my mouth. Being fucking saying whatever the fuck I wanted.
That could mean a lot of things now.
I know.
I was banned.
See,
I was banned for what that mouth do.
Yeah, there's none of that on the internet. You can look as long as you want. You won't find it. But no, I was just talking shit, and then they banned me. I haven't even tried to get it back. I don't care.
God, let's do some bonus footage when you get off the toilet.
Okay.